52 minutes after the hour, as we continue to celebrate Charlie's life and memory, shocking and sickening celebrations of his death have occurred on social media. And those who are mourning him have actually faced heated backlash. Independent journalist Evita Duffy-Alfonso joining us now with reaction. So great to have you with us, my friend. I just want to set the table here by asking you about your experience as you watch some of the reaction. How has it struck you?
I mean, it's been unconscionable. I mean, this is the reaction itself is such a good example of how there is no intellectual diversity on the left. Not only is there no intellectual diversity of the left towards the right, they're not even tolerant of diversity on their own side. And there are deadly consequences, clearly, to not agreeing with them. Obama said right after Charlie was killed, "We don't know what motivated this." I think Obama should know what motivated this. His entire political career sprung out of his close relationship with left-wing terrorist Bill Ayers. Between 1971 and 1972, an 18-month period, left-wing terrorists set off nearly 5 bombs a day in American cities. So it went from the Weather Underground to our institutions. And what Charlie Kirk did is he went to our institutions, the heart of the indoctrination machine of the left, and he evangelized young people. Young men have swung between 2023 and 2025, 44 points to the right. That is why they hated him so much.
You know, it's interesting, too, and let me just share some examples of what you were talking about. Kristin Chenoweth, Tony Award winner, an amazing performer, said this, just a comment. She said, "I'm so upset. Didn't always agree, but appreciated some perspectives. What a heartbreak. His young family. I know where he is now. Heaven, but still." And then all these people just pouring out criticism, even for just saying the nicest, most benign thing that, hey, listen, this is a young family that was devastated. One post saying Kristin Chenoweth always refusing to stay quiet when she absolutely needs to. Can you imagine somebody writing that? How about this one? How many times does it need to be said that Kristin Chenoweth is a Republican woman? As if that's a bad thing. I grew up being such a huge fan. It's so beyond disappointing to see her consistently side with the worst people. That's just a small section of some of the things I'd seen. And Stephen King, of course, a lot of people talking about this, and I know we're short of time. He's claimed that Charlie advocated stoning gays to death, which, of course, he has later apologized for. In the last 30 seconds or so, what is your message for the people who hear that, see that, and how we can hopefully move forward?
Kristin's not a Republican woman. She is a Democrat. She was a Kamala endorser, and she had a human reaction to a horrific tragedy. And the left can't even have, the radical left, a normal human reaction to the death of a father, of a husband, of a Christian man. I think that speaks volumes.
Evita Duffy-Alfonso, it's always great to see you, my friend. Have a wonderful weekend. We appreciate your time this morning. Fox and Friends continues after a quick timeout.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.